Hello students, next we will see the illustration number 3 relating to the computation of a professional income or a computation of taxable income from profession. See here, Dr. Satya Prakash is a medical practitioner who maintains cash system of accounting. Compute his professional income from the following particulars. So here they have given the cash book. So receipts and payment of receipt and payment account for the year is given. So in the cash book, the debit side shows about the receipt and the credit side shows about the payments. So we'll see the receipt side. See here, to balance brought down rupees 28,000, consultation fees 2017-18 year 10,000, 2018-19 year 3,60,000, 2019-20 year 30,000. Visiting fees rupees 4,25,000. Loan from SBI rupees 2,25,000. Gift and presents rupees 60,000. Honorarium from private hospital rupees 1 lakh. Dividend from foreign company rupees 1,10,000. Interest on POSB account rupees 10,000. Sale of medicine rupees 2,50,000. Rent received rupees 20,000. Receipt from LIC policy rupees 70,000. Receipt from LIC policy matured rupees 70,000. Personal expenses rupees 1,56,000. On the credit side or a payment side, by rent of clinic 2017-18 year 20,000, 2018-19 year 1,80,000. Electricity and water rupees 40,000. Purchase of professional books rupees 30,000. Car purchased on 1st Jan 2018 rupees 5 lakh. Expenses of car rupees 20,000. Collection charges on dividend rupees 1,000. Salary to staff rupees 1,30,000. Life insurance premium rupees 1 lakh. Municipal tax on let out property, let out house rupees 2,000. Interest on bank loan rupees 25,000. Purchase of medicine rupees 2 lakh. Purchase of surgical equipments rupees 1,80,000. Balance carried on is at 1,14,000. The total of both the side 16,98,000. Next, continuation, additional information. Allowable depreciation on car is 15% and car is used equally for personal use and professional purpose. Gift and presents includes rupees 25,000 received from patient and remaining from relatives. SBI loan is taken for daughter's marriage. Outstanding salary is payable to staff rupees 20,000. Depreciation allowable on surgical equipment 15% and on books 40%. So with this information we have to compute the taxable income from a profession of Dr. Satya Prakash for the assessment year 2020-21. So here they have given receipt and payment. So here we have to find out the taxable professional income of a doctor. He is a medical practitioner. Here cash book is given. So in that debit side shows about the receipt, credit side shows about the payment. So on the receipt side we have to see the incomes which is relating to his profession, only that receipt we have to consider, and on payment side we have to see only the professional related payments, and that only we have to consider for computing the taxable income from profession. So here cash book is nothing but it is here all the items is recorded on a receipt basis. If it is a receipt, if there is any income received, then only they are recording. If there is any payment made, then only they are recording here. So here it means in this previous year they have received this much of items. So we'll see whether these receipts are required for the computation of taxable professional income. So under that, first one is to balance brought down is not required. Next we have to take consultation fees. So consultation fees is a receipt relating to doctor, medical practitioner. So it is a receipt we have to add under professional receipt. So here they have given consultation fees received for the 2017-18 year is 10,000, 18-19 year 3,60,000, 19-20 year 30,000. So the total receipt is received in a previous year. So all these receipts we have to add together, 10,000 plus 3,60,000 plus 30,000, total we have to write under consultation fees. So whatever the receipt he received in the previous year relating to profession, all the receipts are taxable. Okay, so all these receipt he has to add. Then visiting fees all together we have to take. Then visiting fees also receipt for the profession. So next one is loan from SBI. So loan is not a revenue receipt. It is not taken. It is not taken while taking a professional receipt. Then gift and presents. So if a gift is received from a patient, then it is taken as a professional receipt. If it is received from others or a relative, then it is not taken as a professional receipt. Then honorarium from private hospital. So here honorarium means here this doctor has received some of the honorarium amount. So that is if in the private hospital as a guest, if he visit a private hospital as a guest and for giving a speech or talk, there he will be receiving an amount as a honorarium. So that is a receipt to him. So that is because of his profession he has received this honorarium from private hospital. So it is taken as a professional receipt. Then dividend from foreign company is not relating to profession, we have to ignore. Interest on POSB account is not relating to profession, we have to ignore. So then is sale of medicine. So if this doctor has sold our medicines to our patients, so the amount what he received from a sale of medicines to the patient is taken as a professional receipt. Sale of medicine is a receipt. Rent received is not relating to profession, so we have to ignore. Receipt from LIC policy matured is not relating to profession, we have to ignore. Then personal expense also not relating to profession, we have to ignore. So only that much. So next gift presents or loan relating to loan, we have to see even the additional information, or else you can assume it as a professional receipt or we can assume it as other also. Gift is given to gift is received from a client or patient, or you can assume gift is received from a relative also. Any assumption you can make if there is no information about the gift from whom you have received. Okay, then next is the credit side or a payment side. Rent of the clinic is given. So this doctor has paid a rent for the clinic. For the 2017 year is rupees 20,000, 18-19 year is 1,80,000. So this rent is paid in the previous year. So total rent paid also here we have to deduct under the professional payment. So this is a payment or a expenses. Professional payment. Then electricity and water, it is relating to his clinic. He's relating to his clinic related expenses, electricity and water. So it is taken as a professional payment. Then purchase of professional book. So for books only depreciation we can charge, only depreciation is allowed in the case of books. Then car purchased on 1st Jan 2018, 5 lakh. So for this car also we can charge only the depreciation, we can charge. So here this car is purchased on 1st Jan 2018, means it is used in the previous year whole year. From 1st April 2019 to 31st March 2020, means it is used in the business for more than 180 days. Means it is purchased in the earlier year 2018. So we can charge full depreciation. Here we can charge the full depreciation for the car as it is used in the business for more than 180 days. Then expenses of car we have to take under payments. This is also only depreciation we can take under payments. Collection charges on dividend is not relating to profession, ignore. Salary to staff. So this doctor has paid a salaries to staff is taken as a professional payment. Then life insurance premium is not relating to professional payment. Then municipal tax on lettered house is also not relating to professional payment. Interest on bank loan is here. If the bank loan is taken for the, if this loan from SBI is taken for profession, then the interest on bank loan will be taken as a professional related expenses. Then purchase of medicine. So here the doctor has purchased a medicine. For that he made a payment. Purchase of medicine is taken as a revenue or it is a professional payment, means every time he has to purchase a medicine, so it is taken as a revenue item and it is considered as a professional related medicine it is. So professional payment it is. Purchase of medicine is a professional payment or expenses. Sale of medicine is taken as a receipt. Then purchase of surgical equipments, here relating to surgical equipment we can charge only the depreciation, we can charge. Next see the additional information. Here allowable depreciation on car is 15%. So car purchased is given, we have to charge depreciation on car is 15%, and the car is used equally for personal use and professional use, means we have to charge depreciation only 50%. because car is used equally for personal and professional use, so we have to take 50% of depreciation. And even the car expenses here the car expenses is given, this also we have to take the 50% because this car is used for professional purpose 50% and personal purpose 50%. Then gift and presents include 25,000 received from patient. So here they have given gift and presents, about gift and presents 60,000. Out of 60,000 only 25,000 is received from patient, so 25,000 is taken as a receipt and the remaining is from relative, so the remaining amount is not taken as a professional receipt. Then SBI loan is taken for daughter's marriage. So here they have given SBI loan. So loan amount we should not take under receipt, but interest on loan we can take under payment side if this loan is taken for professional use. But this loan is not taken for a daughter's marriage, so this interest on loan is not taken as a professional payment. Okay. Then outstanding salary payable to staff is 20,000. So there is a outstanding of salary to staff for rupees 20,000. So the outstanding salary payable is not taken. So this 20,000 we should not take. Depreciation allowable on surgical equipment is 15%. On books is 40%. So with this information we will calculate the taxable income from profession. So now write the heading solution number 3. Solution for the illustration number 3. Computation of taxable income from profession of a Dr. Satya Prakash for the assessment year 2020-21, particulars and to amount column. So we'll start with the professional receipt. So we have to start, we have to write the professional receipt. So here in this illustration they have given cash book. So on the receipt side means in the cash book, on the debit side it shows about the receipt. So on the receipt side we have to see the professional receipt. So under that first one we have to take is consultation fees. Consultation fees we have to take here, consultation fees. So here in the previous year he has received, this doctor has received the consultation fees of the year 2017-18 10,000, of the year 18-19 3,60,000, of the year 2019-20 that is 30,000. So the total receipt, on this total receipt he has to pay a tax in the assessment year of 2020-21. So the total of this consultation fee is equal to, that is 10,000 plus 3,60,000 plus 30,000. So that is equal to 3,60,000 plus 40 is equal to 4 lakh is a total consultation fees received in the previous year. Next visiting fees he received is 4,25,000. Next write visiting fees. So visiting fees he received is rupees 4,25,000. Then loan from SBI. So here this doctor has taken a loan from SBI. So loan amount is received from SBI. It is not a recurring in nature. The loan he is takes once. It is not a revenue receipt. Okay, so loan is not is a capital receipt. Loan is not a revenue receipt, so it should not be taken. So loan amount we have to ignore, but this loan is taken for a professional purpose. Then interest what he pay for this loan is taken as a professional payment. So here they have given interest on bank loan. So on this we can claim deduction or we can take on a professional payment only if this loan is taken for a professional purpose. So here they have clearly mentioned the loan is taken for the daughter's marriage. The loan has been taken for the daughter's marriage, so even the interest on bank loan also not deductible. So loan from SBI is not taken, it is a capital receipt. Then gift and presents, rupees 60,000 is given. Relating to gift and present there is adjustment. So see here, gift and presents include rupees 25,000 received from a patient and the remaining amount is from relatives. So gift and present received from a patient is 25,000, remaining is not from a patient. So we have to take under professional receipt only the gift and present what he received from a patient. So the gift and present we have to take value is 25,000. So now here write gift and presents 25,000. So gift and presents he received from a patient is rupees 25,000 is taken as a professional receipt. Next is honorarium from private hospital. So he has received a honorarium amount from a private hospital for giving a talk in the private hospital. So the amount he received is 1 lakh. That is because of his profession. So here we have to take professional receipt. So honorarium he received from a private hospital is rupees 1 lakh. is taken as a professional related receipt. Then dividend from foreign company, interest from POSB is not relating to profession. Sale of medicine, so income he received from a cash received from a sale of medicine is taken as a professional related. So 2,50,000 sale of medicine. So he has been sold the medicines to his patients regularly. After consultation he will be selling the medicines to the patient. So for that he received a amount in that previous year is total is 2,50,000. So that sale of medicine, the amount what he received from a sale of medicine is taxable, means it is taken as a professional receipt, that is 2,50,000. Then rent received from LIC policy personal expenses, it is not relating to professional receipt, so ignore it. Next once check, is there any additional information relating to receipt? So this is about depreciation, about payment. Gift and present is considered, loan is payment. So there is no other receipt, additional information relating to receipt. So now total the professional receipt. So the total of professional receipt is equal to rupees 12 lakh. So from this total professional receipt he can claim deduction for the professional payment or professional expenses, professional related expenditure, professional expenses or professional related payment. Okay, so we'll take one by one the professional expenses. So to write this we have to see the expenditure side or expense side of a cash book. So under that first one, expenditure side of a expenditure or payment side of a cash book. Under that first one is rent of clinic. So this doctor has paid a rent to the clinic of rupees 20,000 for the year 2017-18 and 1,80,000 for the year 2018-19. So on these two payment he can claim a deduction. So write rent of clinic. So the total 1,80,000 plus 20,000, so that is a total is 2 lakh. 2 lakh is a rent he paid for the clinic. Then electricity and water is relating to administrative expenses of his clinic. Electricity and water can be deductible. So the amount of electricity and water is rupees 40,000. Next is about professional books, purchase of professional books. So relating to professional books we have to charge it only the depreciation. Let's calculate the depreciation on the books. Depreciation on professional related books. So what is the books value? What is the books value here? Purchase of books value is 30,000. So he purchased the books of 30,000. 30,000 is the value of book. In that date of purchase of book is not given. So what is the rate of depreciation on book? So here they have clearly mentioned books is depreciation available on books is 40%. So the rate of depreciation on books is 40%. Next we have to check whether this book is purchased after October, means whether it is used less than 180 days. So the date of purchase of book is not given. So it means we can charge full depreciation. So that is 30,000 into 40%. So that is equal to rupees 12,000. Next one is car purchased on 1st Jan 2018. So this doctor has purchased a car on 1st Jan 2018 and for that he made a payment of rupees 5 lakh in the previous year for the purchases. So on this purchase it is a capital in nature, it is not deductible, but on this car purchases he can claim a deduction only for the depreciation. So we will calculate the depreciation on car. So what is the value of car is rupees 5 lakh. So on this 5 lakh value of car we have to charge the depreciation. So into the what is the rate of depreciation on car? See here additional information, allowable depreciation on car is 15%. So rate of depreciation on car is 15%. So here depreciation we have to calculate is 15%. Next we have to see whether the date of purchase of car is given. Yes, here they have given the date of purchase for the car. It is in the year 2018. So it is used in the business for more than 180 days. Means for in our previous year it is used in our profession for more than in whole year, means more than 180 days, so we can charge depreciation full. So here depreciation will be full. Next, one more, there is one more information relating to car. Car is used equally for personal use and professional use, means here depreciation also we have to charge only for the professional use. Okay, so we have to charge only the depreciation, that is a 50 equally, means 50% professional use. So here we have to take the payments of a professional use, so 50% is of a professional use we have to consider. Again, this is not about the use of less than 180 days, that is charged full. About the depreciation is charged full because of it is used for more than 180 days, and this 50% is taken because it is used only for a professional use of 50%. So that is why we have to consider 50%. If that asset, if that car is used in the business for less than 180 days, then we have to charge one more 50% here. Here it is used for more than 180 days, so that 50% is not taken here. So the total depreciation on car is equal to, rupees 37,500. Next payment, expenses of car, rupees 20,000 is paid for, he has incurred the rupees 20,000 for the as a expenses of a car. So this 20,000, total 20,000 is not taken as a professional expenses, because here the car is equally used for a profession as well as a personal use. Only the expenses relating to profession we have to take it as a professional expenses. So here expenses of car, so expenses of car, here the total value of expenses is rupees 20,000. In that only 50% of professional use we have to consider. So in the business income we used to cancel the disallowed item. Here we have to take only allowed item. So 50% of the allowed professional related we have to consider. That is 20,000 into 50% is equal to 10,000 is the expenses of car which is relating to professional payment. Then collection charges on dividend is not relating to the profession. Then salary to staff rupees 1,30,000 is paid. So this doctor has paid salaries to his staff of the clinic rupees 1,30,000. So in the cash book, whatever they have give on the payment side means it is already paid amount is recorded on the payment side of a cash book. Means this total 1,30,000 is paid, so only paid value of salary we have to take. So salary to staff is taken as a professional payment, so the value is 1,30,000. So there is additional information. So there is additional information relating to salary to staff. See here, outstanding salary payable to staff is 20,000. So if there is any outstanding salary, it is not deductible. We are taking for income tax, we are taking any expenses or a payment, whatever it is received, and that amount only we have to consider. Any outstanding we should not include for deduction purpose in the payment of as a professional payment, because it is not actually paid. 20,000 is not paid, so on the unpaid amount he cannot claim a deduction under professional expenses. So this 20,000 is not considered. If this 20,000 is included in the 1,30,000, if this 20,000 is included in the 1,30,000, then we have to exclude that 20,000 and we have to take. Here they have given cash book. So in the cash book, whatever the information gives on the payment side is nothing but the amount what they have already paid. So it means that we are assuming that in this 1,30,000 that outstanding is not recorded. So the salary whatever paid by that doctor to the staff is recorded on the payment side of a cash book. So it means the whatever the salary paid is recorded, so outstanding is not included in this value. So outstanding is not taken into consideration. Okay, so if it is included then we have to deduct. So here in the cash book on payment side if they have recorded means the salary whatever is paid is nothing but 1,30,000, so that outstanding amount is not included in the 1,30,000. So don't deduct from a 1,30,000, don't deduct 20,000 from a 1,30,000. Okay, it is not included because they have given a cash book. Next, life insurance premium is not taken to life insurance is a personal, it is not relating to profession. Municipal tax is relating to other head, so it is not taken as a profession. Interest on bank loan, if this loan is taken for a profession purpose, then the interest what they are paying for this loan is taken as a professional expenses. But here they have clearly given the loan is taken for a daughter's marriage, so it is not relating to profession. So the interest what they pay on this bank loan is not taken as a professional payment. Then purchase of medicine is taken as a professional payment. So write purchase of medicine. So value of medicine, how much? 2 lakh. So every times he has to purchase the medicine, so it is taken as a revenue payment. So as a doctor he has to purchase the medicines regularly, so that is taken as a revenue payment, revenue expenses, so we have to consider under professional payment. Then purchase of surgical equipment, so equipments he has to purchase once in a year or twice in a year. So any surgical equipments is taken as a capital expenditure, so only depreciation on surgical equipments we can charge. Surgical equipments, so it is the equipments relating to surgeries, so it is not taken as a revenue expenditure, it is a capital expenditure, but only the depreciation on this surgical equipments we can record as a professional expenses. So the total value how much? 1,80,000. On 1,80,000 we have to charge the depreciation. So what is the rate of depreciation? So they have clearly given depreciation allowable on surgical equipment is 15%. So it is 15%. So calculate at 15%. So here date of purchase is not given. So on surgical equipment full depreciation we have to charge. 1,80,000 into 15% is equal to 27,000. Next payment side over, additional information. Allowable depreciation on car we have calculated, and we have considered only the professional purpose expenses. Gift and present we have considered. Then SBI loan is taken for daughter's marriage, so we have not considered. Interest on bank loan, interest what he paid for bank loan we have not deducted as a professional expenses. Then outstanding salary is not taken because it is outstanding. Only the salary which is paid we have to consider while computing the professional payment, because he can claim deduction only whatever he has paid. Okay, so this 20,000 is not considered. Depreciation on surgical equipments and books also calculated, so only this much. So now total this professional payments or expenses, so the total is equal to 6,56,500. So if you deduct this professional payment from a professional receipt, we will get the taxable income from profession. So that is equal to rupees 5,43,500 is nothing but taxable income from profession. So here you have to write note relating to car. Depreciation on car and expenses of car is calculated at 50% because car is used for professional use at 50%. Only that much. And second one, outstanding salary payable is not considered for the professional payment. So only that much. Simple illustration, it is very important, this kind of illustration. Next, fourth illustration, similar illustration is homework for you. See here, Dr. Krishna is a medical practitioner. He gives you the following summary of cash book for the year ending 31st March 2020. So the debit side shows about the receipt and the credit side shows about the payment. So I'll read out the question. To balance rupees 10,000, to consultation fees rupees 60,000, visiting fees 45,000, gift and presents 8,000, sale of medicine 42,000, dividend from UTI 6,000, life insurance maturity value 1 lakh, interest from a national defense bond rupees 6,000. On the payment side, rent of clinic 18,000, purchase of medicine 38,000, staff salaries 24,000, surgical equipments 40,000, motor car expenses 8,000, purchase of motor car 1,40,000, household expenses 7,000, closing balance 2,000, total is 2,77,000. And again, additional information, see the other information. 50% of motor car expenses are in connection with the profession. Gift and presents includes 3,000 from relatives. Depreciation allowable on motor car and surgical equipments is at 15%. Compute taxable income from profession for the assessment year 2020-21. So this illustration is asked for the year question paper 2012. Similar illustration. So I'll explain again. So with this information we have to compute the professional income, taxable professional income of Dr. Krishna for the assessment year 2020-21. So first we have to see the professional receipt. So under that, consultation fees is a professional receipt, visiting fees is a professional receipt, and gift and presents 8,000 is given. Relating to gift and present, they have given additional information. Gift and presents includes 3,000 from a relative. So only 3,000 is taken as a professional receipt and the remaining value is not taken as a receipt. So only 3,000 we have to add under professional receipt. Then sale of medicine 42,000 is taken as a professional receipt. Dividend from UTA is not taken. Life insurance policy matured and interest on national defense bonds also not taken for the professional receipt. So only 4 items: consultation fees, visiting fees, sale of medicine, and the gift and presents include 3,000 from a relative, means here 3,000 is not taken, 3,000 is from a relative, means the remaining gift and present is received from a patient. So out of 8,000, 3,000 is received from a relative, means balance how much? 5,000. Only 5,000 is a gift received from a patient. So under receipt side you have to write gift from a patient, gift and presents from a patient 5,000 we have to take, not 3,000. Okay, this is not a receipt because it is received from a relative. We have to take the receipt, gift and present which is received from a patients or a clients. So here out of 8,000, 3,000 is from a relative. It is the remaining is taken as a gift and presents from a patients. Okay, for doctor it is taken as a gift and presents received from a patient. So 5,000 we have to add to the professional receipt. Then sale of medicine is taken as a professional receipt. Then rest all over receipt side. Then payment side, rent of clinic is relating to professional payment, we have to deduct. Purchase of medicine also relating to professional payment, we have to deduct. Staff salary also relating to professional payment. Payment made to staff's salary paid to staff is a professional payment. Surgical equipment, on this we have to charge only the depreciation. Then motor car expenses we have to take if it is used for a profession. Purchase of motor car, on this we have to charge only the depreciation. Household expenses is not taken, closing balance is not taken. So let's see the additional information. 50% of motor car expenses are in connection with the profession. So 50% of the motor car is relating to profession. So here motor car expenses we have to take only 50%, 8,000 into 50%, and even the motor car purchase of motor car also we have to take only 50% because even for the purchase of motor car depreciation calculation we have to charge 50% because 50% of the motor car is relating to profession. So here 1,40,000 into the rate of depreciation on motor car, how much? Motor car depreciation is 15%. So 1,40,000 into 15% into next we have to check whether that asset is used for more than 180 days. So the date of purchase is not given, so depreciation should be charged in full, and again we have to charge it 50% because 50% of the motor car is used for a profession. So we have to charge depreciation also half. So depreciation also one of a motor car expense. Okay, so we have to charge depreciation half. Then this is not considered. Then additional information, motor car related over Gift and presents, we have to consider only the remaining amount. This is from a relative. Relative is not taken. Then depreciation allowable on motor car and equipment is 15% is given. So there is no other information. On the receipt side, we have to take consultation fees 60,000, visiting fees 45,000, gift and presents 5,000, sale of medicines 42,000. Okay. On the payment side, we have to take rent of clinic, purchase of medicine, staff salary, and depreciation of surgical equipments. And motor car expenses of professional use, we have to take 50%, and depreciation on motor car 50% we have to take. Only that much is a solution. So simple illustration. Try to work out this illustration.